Moving across to step 4. Step 4 is the evidence analysis template. This is where the analyst defines the level for each indicator under certain elements. The elements are divided into contributing factors, food security outcomes, which are further divided into causal factors, food security dimension, accessible by clicking the mouse over the subnav. Under food security outcome is the food consumption quantity, and nutritional status. Quality, quantity, nutritional status. The levels from 1 to 4 are indicated on the top row, and the indicators are one after another vertically. Evidence is entered by selecting the Add button to add a row. The documentation code is selected, is defined with a pick list. For example, 5.1, the year, the reliability score, and for each level, the percentage of households. You can also enter ranges by using a dash as such. Notice the little arrows in each cell. This allows you to merge levels. So if I click the arrow in level 1, level 2, under the indicator reliance on low value livelihood strategies, it removes the distinction between level 1 and level 2. This is a merge. It will then accept the figure that we have for both levels. I can add another piece of evidence. Note that these are raw evidence, not sources. These are the text, images, or links that you added either to the analysis evidence repository or step 2 repository. Again, entering the percentage of households. Due to the complexity and variability of the percentages, the convergence is not automatically calculated. It is a manual entry. Scrolling down, the last indicator is the indirect evidence. Data are automatically saved simply by clicking out of the cell. Going to food security outcomes, evidence is entered in the same way we showed earlier. However, for the food security outcomes, quality, quantity, and nutritional status, the conclusion carries over to the level classification. If we add the conclusion here, note it automatically saves. We can do the same thing for quantity. That automatically saves simply by clicking out of the cell. Same with nutritional status. You notice the multiple messages that come up, data saved successfully. When you go over to the level classification, the quality, quantity, and nutritional status are automatically pushed to the level classification. However, you have to enter the percentage of households in each level manually, again, due to the complexity of the indicators and the percentage of households. So here, just for demonstration purposes, we will enter some figures which probably don't make much sense. Again, data are saved automatically. The important note here in step 4 is that to add each evidence, you click the Add button. To merge, you click the right arrow. If you need to unmerge, there is a small arrow in the first cell to the left. Here, click Unmerge. That returns the unmerged levels. Be careful not to click the X, which actually deletes the record. Again, this is automatically saved. Let's move over now to step 5. Step 5 is the limited factors matrix. The factors are major, minor, not a limiting factor, with a brief justification for food availability, access, and utilization. Simply click on the radio button in the appropriate cell and enter the brief justification. Ensure you click Save to save what you have entered before moving to step 6. Step 6 is the underlying factors matrix. Here you identify the strategies, the capitals, and policies, institutions, and processes, and whether they are not eliminating an underlying factor, minor underlying factor, or a major underlying factor. Click the cell which represents your situation and enter text manually. If you try to navigate off without saving, it gives you a message. Having saved successfully, it gives you a quick green message to remind you. A properly filled in matrix would look like this. Step 7 is the final worksheet. Step 7 is the classification conclusions and the justification. Notice that the level, percentages of total population and number of people are automatically calculated for you. This comes from step 4, the level classification tab. Also, the overall level, in this case being 3, is also automatically calculated for you. However, the justification and conclusions require manual entry. In each of these cells, as well as the summary justification. The second window contains the confidence level of the analysis. This comprises of the number of direct evidences of a reliability score of 2 or 3 and indirect evidence of a reliability score of 2 or 3. Again, this is automatically calculated based upon your evidence repository. Finally, the confidence level of the overall analysis, 1, 2, or 3, are managed manually by yourself by clicking these stars. High level of confidence, 3 stars, and save. Remember, we are within one analysis area, in this case, Tombay fake example. Only analysts and users who are given the permissions to enter data, content in these worksheets is able to access these areas, including the confidence level of the overall analysis. Let's now move on to the communication template. The function communicating for action comprises of the communication template. Similar to the acute, the communication template is divided into different parts. In this case, part 1, 2, 3. And then there are the area summaries before there's the print preview. The title is in the top line, followed by a manual user entry of the key outcomes for the worst affected area, here. Again, this is manual user entry for you to type in so that it appears on the printed communication template. Same with the summary of causes, contexts, and key issues. All user entry. This is done in preparation for the printing and saving of the PDF file. Notice the next section of the communication template is the map. We only have Tombay fake example area, which, if you recall, was level 3. You can move around the pop-up or close it. You can also zoom in, zoom out, and scroll pan to put the map in the appropriate location for printing. There's the key for the map and the key for the call-out boxes. Down below, there's the for information contact, which comes from the part 2. And if there are any logos that you added to the partners, they would appear here. The IPC Global Partners are below that. Make sure you save. Choose the appropriate layout for your map as well in the layout, portrait, or landscape mode. In part 2, again, for user manual entry, are the key conclusions, key information is relevant, protocols, and recommendations. Again, there is the contact for further information here. These are user entry. You have the ability to modify the HTML here with font size, bullets, and listing. Notice you can also copy paste into this area. If you use Firefox, you can even paste an image. Part 3 is the population tables. Currently, this is similar to the way the acute population tables work, in that you can upload either an image of the population table or an Excel file. Eventually, we'll automate the population estimates from the data you have entered into the analysis worksheets. The area summaries are automatically created for you. These are simply the worksheets shown to you in a read-only format. Finally is the print preview. The print preview takes parts 1 and 2, as well as the area summaries, and puts them together into a PDF file. For download, you can click on parts 1, 2, and 3, or including the annex, which would be the area summaries. As you can see here, we had not entered any content. This would be the PDF file. The final function of the IPC is quality assurance, divided into two forms: the TWG self-assessment and the peer review assessment. These forms are quite straightforward. The chairperson and the participating organizations are pre-filled, the rest of which is filled manually. A designated person would fill the TWG self-assessment as well as the peer review assessment. We must save before continuing. This is the last function of the IPC. Thank you for paying attention. If you have any questions, please do direct them via the GSU, and I will be happy to answer them. My email is thomas.gabriel@fao.org. That's thomas.gabriel@fao.org. Thank you, and good day.